If you were to ask any diehard Marvel movie fan what was the best movie since Avengers Endgame released in 2019, most of them would probably say absolutely no movie was better than Endgame. Ever since it ended, different characters got their own separate movies, the main six Avengers had their happily ever after, and many people were wondering what was the next step of the franchise. We got our answer back in July 2024 when it was announced that RDJ would be playing none other than Doctor Doom, with Anthony and Joe Russo coming back to direct. And last week it was announced the entire cast was introduced on a live stream for the beginning of production. Of course, we start off with Thor after his abysmal fourth movie. He definitely needs a rebound after that. The Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, making his return in his ever-growing role. Captain America in his great movie Brave New World making a return. Then we have our first member of the Fantastic Four, Vanessa Kirby, playing Reed Richards' wife. Black Panther herself, Letitia Wright. Pretty sure this Avengers movie will tie into Black Panther 3. Ant-Man Paul Rudd returning, especially after his abysmal third Ant-Man film. Then we have the knockoff version of Walmart himself, Wyatt Russell, who is now a Thunderbolt. A surprising one in my opinion, Tenoch Huerta as Namor. That is big, but I like it. Then we have Ebon Moss-Bachrach as the Thing. I'm pretty surprised by that as well. Simu Liu as well, especially because we haven't seen him in 4 years since Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Florence Pugh looking to get some revenge in this movie, it seems like. We're gonna have to watch Thunderbolts. Kelsey Grammer, another member of the X-Men. I'm pretty sure we see a theme of what's going on here. I have no idea who this guy is, Louis Pullman or his character. Maybe y'all can let me know in the comment section. I'm happy Danny Ramirez is in this movie, but it seems like they're getting everybody and anybody that was in any Marvel project to be in this movie. Joseph Quinn, the new Human Torch, David Arbor, the man that can't stay out of big projects. This man is literally addicted to being in giant movies. Winston Duke, M'Baku, okay, I like it. He's now an Avenger for some reason. Hannah John Kamen, I like it. Then of course, what's an Avengers movie without Tom Hiddleston, aka Thor's brother, aka the son of Asgard that never dies? Then this was way out of left field. Sir Patrick Stewart returning as Professor X and Ian McKellen, two prominent characters in the X-Men franchise. That blew my mind. That knocked my dick in the dirt. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea who Alan Cumming is or what his character is in the X-Men franchise. And I thought Rebecca Ramon's character belonged to Jennifer Lawrence. I'm surprised James Marsden isn't making a movie other than Sonic or Hop. Then we have another one way out of left field, Channing Tatum and I'm about to make a name for myself here in Gambit. Then we have Pedro Pascal, who he himself is always in giant projects. And as I mentioned earlier, the one, the only, the GOAT, former Iron Man, the man who should have and easily still could have died the hero, but instead he is living long enough to see himself become the villain, Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom on a Thanos type threat to the Avengers. And they needed RDJ to come back because he is the best player. They had to throw all the money at him to come back to make this movie successful. But Kevin Feige was in his bag when casting for this. I'm pretty sure he doesn't do the casting, but you know what I mean. Doom will be fighting the Avengers, of course, as we saw in the live stream, and all the cast members that were revealed and their superheroes, the Wakandans for sure, obviously the new Fantastic Four members, definitely not the Silver Surfer. And to be honest, I wasn't thinking about watching Thunderbolts, but being that many of them are in this film, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to really understand what's going on, along with the X-Men movies, minus Wolverine, because fuck Wolverine. Now let's not forget, this was supposed to be Avengers the Kang Dynasty, not Avengers Doomsday, but of course the whole Jonathan Majors saga put a whole screeching halt to it all. And I couldn't help but notice 3 absentees in the announcement of this casting for this movie. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, Mark Ruffalo as the Incredible Hulk, and Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, because those characters had Disney Plus shows and or movies post Avengers Endgame. How come they weren't going to be in this? Oh, and by the way, let's not forget, it was announced on social media that Chris Evans himself would be in this film as Captain America or as the Human Torch. Nobody knows. It seems like that signing just got rug pulled from us. Who knows if they're going to bring him as just a simple cameo, if he's going to be in post-production, in a post-credit scene. Nobody knows. It seems like that rumor just went completely by the wayside because who knows? Nobody knows. So I was just really looking forward to see Chris Evans return as whatever role it would have been. Maybe it will. We don't know. That seems to be for a different conversation for a different day. But Marvel needs this movie. Not only does it need this movie, they need it to be successful. Since Endgame, they've had so many disasters, so many hit and miss movies, so many underwhelming movies, not only on Disney Plus, but at the box office, that they need this movie to be good. So much that they went and brought Robert Downey Jr. basically out of retirement from being in Avengers movies and say, hey, we need you. Not only do we need you, but we need you to be a villain. And that blew my mind. Just seeing that blew my mind, because I'm like, okay, why did they go get him? And secondly, who else could play Doctor Doom? Let's be honest, who else can play Doctor Doom? I don't think anybody can. But the point being is, they need this. Whether it's superhero fatigue or it's the actual lack of Marvel movies being good as they once were. Was it COVID and everything being released on Disney Plus rather than the movie theater? I don't know. But I'm really excited to see what happens next. The movie is set to release May 1st, 2026, and we will be getting a trailer probably late 2025 maybe, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our questions will be answered. Oh, and by the way, so crazy how you're probably going to have to watch everything post Endgame to know what's going on. Rather than 18 more movies, you're going to have to watch other shows. Another absentee that no one wants to talk about, Captain Marvel. Maybe because her movies didn't do good at the box office and not many people liked her character, not many people like Brie Larson, but that's another surprising one. But I guess they're focusing more on bringing new characters that Tony Stark brought in from the snap, because that was a big theory after Endgame was, well, maybe that could open up portals for the X-Men to come in, for the Fantastic Four to come in. And it turns out we were right about that theory. And we will see later on what other theories we will all be right about.